Jay.
You can start whenever. We don't have a whole bunch.
Okay. Alright. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Red 2 Chatter, the show about everything Star Wars. And today, do we have much, like, in terms of news? Kind of like interesting news?
More than last week.
Yeah.
Less than more weeks. We're getting closer to Celebration, so...
Less than, like, when we started out the show.
Like, they're not going to give any big news between now and Celebration.
Yeah.
We're not going to get the title of the movie. We're not going to get the first teaser. That's all going to happen at Celebration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any further, there might be little things that pop up like it's popped up here recently.
Mm-hmm.
See, did we talk about what Oscar said about? Or
No, Oscar Isaac.
Poe Dameron?
Isaac Oscar.
What Poe Dameron said about episode 9
No, we
last week?
haven't.
All right, we'll start there then.
Alright.
And
So what does he have to say?
he was in an interview, of course, probably promoting something else, like
the Frontier or whatever.
The Triple Frontier.
Triple Frontier or whatever. I watched it. It wasn't too bad.
I saw it too. He did a good job. Pedro Pascal, who's going to play the Mandalorian, was also in that.
Which one's he?
I just saw Ben
His,
Affleck.
yeah. He's one of the ones that survives.
Okay, and then there's the guy who plays Cassian Andor's in that too.
No,
Yes.
Diego Luna's not in that.
Isn't he? Or is he the guy that I think is Cassian
Yeah,
Andor?
I think you're the guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's the guy who plays in Game of Thrones.
Yes. Pedro Pascal is the Viper, the Red Viper. Yeah.
Anyway. You're right,
But he's on there too, and he did a good job in the movie too. So I'm really looking forward to the Mandalorian. But this is what Isaac said in his interview. I'm not sure what the exact question was he was answering, but it was the most fun it's been. There was just an energy, a looseness, an excitement to the whole production, and knowing that this was the conclusion of not only our time there, but the 9 stories, these 9 episodes of the Skywalker saga. It's incredible. I think people are just going to be blown away. And of course, he's an actor in the movie. He's going to say positive things about it. But just his tone with the answer, I think we're going to go back to that
Force Awakens feel.
Just that Star Wars feel that JJ gave us in Force Awakens.
Yeah.
We're going to get that type of movie again.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are saying, basically we're getting a sequel to Episode 7.
Yeah. It's almost like...
Episode 8 happened, but all it was just a bunch of people died. But the rest of it, you don't need to watch any. I mean, really, that's all that really happened in that movie.
Yeah.
A bunch of people died.
The only characters that moved forward in that movie was Rey and Kylo.
Yeah, everyone else kind of stagnated and stayed the same.
Yeah, their arcs didn't really change much.
Like,
Poe's a little bit.
But even Poe just stayed the same throughout all of it.
The reason they didn't change much, though, is because there wasn't a lot of time.
Right, yeah, well, you don't change in a few hours.
Yeah, exactly. Usually you don't.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, Rey learned a lot, and Kylo accomplished a lot by killing Snoke. So, as far as story arcs go, there's definitely progressed the furthest.
Yeah. Like, I have many grievances with Episode 8, so I'm not like excited. I'm really excited to see this movie go on to build upon stuff in
Episode 7.
Force Awakens, because Episode 8 was just a big disappointment for me.
Look, Episode 8,
it works for me too. But...
There's only a few things to build on from Episode 8.
Yeah.
Who takes over? Like, where does Kylo go now?
Yeah.
Who's coming to help with the Resistance? Mm-hmm. Who finally answers the call?
Yeah.
Where does Luke go? I mean, does Luke come back as a Force ghost to help Rey? Really, those are the only 3 things that need to be answered from Episode 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
There's not a lot.
And how you're going to... Well,
are we going to get another Yoda?
Then there's also the question of how you're going to handle Carrie Fisher's actual death. That's the only...
Right.
That doesn't have really anything to do with the way the movie was headed anyway.
No.
Yeah.
She was still going to be basically just the head of the Resistance.
Correct.
And I guess, the other thing is, will Rose Tico survive? Because, last time we saw her, she was on the bed all knocked out. You weren't quite sure of her condition,
Right.
You know, like, you weren't sure if, like, she was dying, she was just freaking passed out. You weren't quite sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you don't know her fate yet.
I guess the only other thing that, really comes from episode 8 is who's gonna get with who. Like, that's really about it. Like, the romance parts, which I hope there isn't too much.
I don't think we're gonna get into that too much. It's not
needed.
Yeah.
It's not needed for the story. Yeah. I wouldn't even do it.
Yeah.
Nope. If you want to have, like, a relationship between Finn and Rose...
That's fine. Leave that.
Like, a year later from where we left off.
That's
fine.
Yeah, fine, yeah.
Whatever, know. But I don't think anybody else is going to be shipped up.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah.
I just don't think it will happen. I think they're all too busy doing what they need to do to survive. There's just not time for
like,
that.
maybe at the end there'll be, like, a hint to
Right.
something. But, like, yeah, that's about it.
I don't think it'll be visualized on screen or anything.
Yeah.
I just
like,
don't think so.
That's one of the things that I really like.
I don't think they have time for it. I don't think JJ has time for it to get everything he wants to in this movie.
See, like, that's the thing that was really good about the original trilogy, and what was bad about the prequel trilogy was that, Leia and Han's relationship throughout the movies was very, I would say, like, very believable. How they fell in love with each other, throughout the movies and stuff. And also, it flipped the whole, like, I guess, the quota, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because usually the main hero gets with the girl. It's not
flip the status quo.
Yeah, status quo. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, like, it flipped the status quo. Like, because I'm sure a lot of people, when A New Hope came out, they thought Leia and Luke were going to get together. But then it flipped it around and said, no, actually they're brother and sister. And, she actually goes with Han instead, which I don't think a lot of people were actually expecting.
Before Luke and Leia found out that they're brother and sister, Leia did sort of use Luke as a pawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
To make Han jealous.
Yeah.
And that, that was what Leia did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leia was just, or Luke was just sort of a pawn in that whole triangle there. But yeah, you're right. But then, an episode, or the prequels.
Yeah, like, they focused way too much on, and I get it, you have to get the relationship there so that you know how Leia and Luke come into existence.
Right.
But, like, really? Like, you had to do it like that? Like,
I think they just spent too much of the second movie focusing on it.
Yeah, if they
could just implied it a little more.
Yeah, it could have just been implied, and it would have been better.
The funny thing is that Clone Wars does their relationship so much better. The
cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, so much better. I think it's because they had time with it, to be honest. But yeah.
Well, and it got focused on instead of. We're more focused on how many special effects can I throw into a movie, not what the story, how good the story is. When it was written.
Yeah.
So the next story here, this
one makes me excited.
Well, and the funny thing about this story is this rumor, and it's just a rumor, really.
Yeah.
It popped up, and it hasn't had much legs, so I don't know how much truth there, or because of the fact that it doesn't have much legs.
We got this covered. I mean, we've done a lot of articles by "We've got this covered."
Right. So, but I mean, they themselves say it's rumor. So, or reportedly planning, which translates into rumors.
Reportedly.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're reportedly planning a Knights of the Old Republic TV series, which
I'm guessing for
would
Amazon.
Be sweet. Well,
yeah,
for Amazon, Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And I mean, that finally gets the Knights of the Old Republic stuff back into canon as well, which I would love
whatever
to see.
they choose to pull from it.
I mean, they could, but there's so many possibilities of the Knights of the Old Republic.
We're coming to a story later where I'll push back on why they should. Well, because a lot of people, when we get to this next story, maybe it's not the very next one, but later, people are going to be like, yeah, we're going to finally get this character and that character. And I hope they don't bring any of those characters in. I hope they create their own characters.
Yes. Because, honestly, if you want to know the story of, Kreia or freaking Atten or any of those guys, go play the games. That's that. There you go. There you
Right,
have their
you have that
whole story.
Right.
You know, you don't need a TV series. And honestly, I think that would ruin the characters to bring them into the series and then just change them completely. Like, you know, from what they originally were.
It would ruin them for those that played them and doesn't. It wouldn't ruin them for...
Because then you'd be like, Atten wouldn't do that.
Right, who didn't.
Creo wouldn't do that. Yeah, like you...
And that's why I think that they shouldn't even attach names.
Yes. The only character that I would want to see brought back into canon, and it's because she's not that big of a deal, would be Mission from the first game. Because she's not that big of a deal. You can fit her in anywhere, and it'd be a nice little, you know, elbow jab to the audience. Like, hey,
I think the big test for this was Thrawn.
Yeah.
To see how people would react. And a lot of people have really taken to...
The new Thrawn.
Yeah,
he's a lot different
as opposed to the one in
the old
Timothy Zahn's original trilogy.
Yeah.
But I think that was like a little test. Like, let's see how people react to bringing an actual character from Legends
into canon
and reworking him the way we want to, not necessarily the way he was.
Yeah.
And I think by the end, people were sort of like, well... I guess that's... I mean, a lot of people are like, yeah, Thrawn's great, you know, like our sister.
Yeah.
Absolutely loves Thrawn. But I think there is mixed feelings on bringing a character from Legends and changing him to fit the narrative that they're telling now.
Yeah.
And if you do that too much, I think you just run the risk of further alienating those people who are into the extended universe or Legends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think you're right. I think they're better off if they just go ahead and make new characters.
If you want to make... Right.
Like don't
existed in the time period of the Old Republic.
But
like don't bring Revan
completely different characters.
Like, you don't have to bring Revan in. You don't have to bring Nihilus
and not even mentions of them.
Yeah, you don't even have to have mentions of them.
Yeah, no. Maybe like Easter eggs, you know? Like,
see, even then, like, you're just teasing people that they exist. And they don't. Anyway, got some toy news. I don't know if you've seen any of these in stores. I haven't been on a toy hunt in weeks. Been spending my money on other things.
You got Yak Face? I think I see
Yak Face, Leia Bausch, Disguise. I think that's Tank Trooper.
Yeah,
behind
Klaatu.
Pre-order now.
I think it's Klaatu.
I think that's
there's the Range Trooper.
Range Trooper, yeah. So you got Bausch.
I think that's Klaatu.
Yeah, from
Jabba's palace.
Sail barge.
Yeah.
And
pretty sure that's his name, Klaatu.
Yeah.
Klaatu. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
KLATUU or something like that.
I think it's KLAATU.
Yeah.
TU.
Yeah.
Range Trooper. And these are all in the vintage.
Face.
Vintage collection action figures.
I haven't even seen Wave 3, so I'm still missing guys from Wave 3.
Right.
So that tells you what happens around here. It sucks.
Unfortunately,
we don't get stuff. We don't get a lot of stuff around here.
Unfortunately, the only places ordering these things from Hasbro or wherever they're coming from seems to be the online stores. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and
like the big box stores just aren't.
Well, they
keeping them in stock.
They have them, but it's always like they always overbuy the first wave, and then they have because I can still go out there and find first wave guys,
and then they don't buy the next waves because they have too many first waves.
Yeah. The people that order for the big box stores, they suck at what they do.
Right, they need to order less in the beginning.
Yes, and if you need to reorder those later, you can. The company will still send them to you.
Yeah,
but don't over order the first wave because then when the second wave comes. Nobody has the second wave because they're still trying to get rid of the first wave. But all the collectors have already got the first wave, and then they're just sitting there as sucking up space, and they won't buy the next waves. I mean, that's wave 4. I don't even know if I've even seen wave 3 around here. I've seen wave 1 and a part of wave 2, and I'm still missing a couple from wave 2. I've never seen wave 3, and now they're coming out supposedly wave 4, which I'm sure I'll never see around here.
Yeah.
Because I can go and I can still find tons of Wave 1.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Snoke and friggin'
Ray.
All those ones. Ray, and
the First Order Trooper.
Yes, and Jyn Erso. And
yep.
I can still find tons of those.
Yeah, they're still all over at my store.
Yeah.
All right, any of you guys headed to Celebration like the three of us are, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be so much fun.
And the only
we do have the announcement for when the episode 9 panel is going to be. And it's going to be that Friday. And I believe at 9 in the morning.
That means people will be standing outside at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, well, I just read something about a whole, like, line structure they're going to try to do. Like, you can't start lining up till certain times.
There's just going to be people kneeling around.
Right.
Yeah, he's walking.
There's going to be across the street waiting.
There's going to be a line formed across the street.
Yeah. And then they're just going to run across the street and try to get in line.
Isn't this more days than the 2017?
This is 5 days.
Yeah, it was 3 days originally. I
kind of wish they just left it at 3 days. 5 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what.
Well, Thursday...
By Monday, I'm going to be burnt.
There better be
Thursday, there's not any panels, so that's going to be nothing but store.
I mean,
and vendors.
There better be like...
And it's going to be packed in there. It's going to be ridiculous.
There better be plenty of like things to look at. Because like eventually... Like even on like Comic-Cons, that are only like 3 days, right? I go through the vendor hall, and I walk around, and by the third day I've seen everything there. So like I get a little bit bored, so I don't
Yeah,
that's why we always go back to the hotel a little bit early.
But maybe that's why they're doing it for 5 days, because they just realize. Because before Episode 7 came out, Star Wars Celebration was just like a Comic-Con. Just a celebration of Star Wars. Yeah. There was no like news panels or no big news or trailers to watch.
No, because
so nobody's standing in line for all these panels like they are now. So I think they've realized that we need to spread out over more days so that people can get to the show floor.
Yeah.
And see everything they need to see there as well, because
a lot of people missed out in Orlando.
Because you're standing in line.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, for the majority of the day, that's what you do is stand in line. For 2 panels, you'll be standing all day for just those 2 panels, and then that's all you do.
If you're going to go to the Episode 9 panel, you're going to be in line for 4 hours prior to that panel.
Yeah, you'll be there at 5 o'clock in the morning, waiting till 9 o'clock for the panel to start.
And then, then you hope that there's not a panel after that you want to see, because you're not going to see it.
No, because the people that got screwed
and couldn't get in there, they're going to be
standing in that line over there, and have got the line so long that by the time you get out of
They do a smart thing, though, and they'll like have Episode 9 stuff on Friday. Mm-hmm. They'll have another big reveal, like their TV stuff, Mandalorian, on a different day.
On Saturday, or something.
And then they'll have like the gaming stuff on a different day.
Yeah.
And so they do spread it out good, so that they don't have like all their major big panels like on the same day.
And it's also it's so much harder than a Comic-Con, because there's so many people with so many different diverse interests
at Comic-Con.
So at Comic-Con, Star Wars, it's all everybody there is interested in the one thing, Star Wars.
Yes.
And they're all there to see one thing, Star Wars. So the panels, bam, everybody wants to get into every panel.
Yeah,
right.
So it's almost impossible. It's hard to get into the panels.
So that's why you're in line for 5 or 6 hours.
So what we need is a whole bunch of you people out there to freaking watch our show, so we can become press, so we can get in before. No, it's kidding. That was the whole trick.
Right.
Yeah, if we could get thousands and thousands of viewers, they might consider us press, and then we can get press passes, and we can just walk right in.
Yeah. I mean, hey, though,
that thing actually startled me a little bit. It's like, the ice in the glass fell. How is that possible?
So, just running across some of the stuff that gets posted on
Facebook,
the internet, Facebook and stuff. I ran across this old ad, and
for the new action figures.
You can pull it up and put it on.
Only $2.99.
Right, it was.
Man,
I just remember seeing those like in the back of comic books and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got Death Star droid, Hammerhead, Darth Vader, Death Squad Commander,
Power droid,
Walrus Man, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, Luke, C-3PO, Obi-Wan, Han Solo, R2-D2,
Jawa, Luke Skywalker, the X-Wing pilot.
Yeah, Sand Person, Snaggletooth.
Yeah, like you can get a collector's case for $6.99, and TIE Fighter's like $14. So is the X-Wing.
Yeah, you can get like
Lance
you can get those Black Series figures for $14.
Yeah, this is like a mail-in. What was cool, like this was a mail-in thing from like the back of a comic book. You could like write down what you wanted and the price and send it in. They just don't do that
now.
Anymore.
You just go online and buy everything.
You probably get it directly from Kenner. So it's cool. Yeah. It's just a cool ad. It brought back some memories.
Yeah, 1979 ad.
Yeah.
All the way back.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Another rumor.
reportedly to develop Ewok an indoor series for Disney Plus. So like I'm thinking kind of like Forces of Destiny type deal, more for like littler kids.
Yeah, I'm betting it's live action though.
Yeah,
I bet it is if they do it.
Man, I'm trying to figure out.
I remember when there was an Ewok.
I'm just trying to figure out what's your storyline and how you can keep people engaged and just Ewoks not talking to them.
Hey, they did it before.
Or if we're gonna have to read subtitles for everything they say.
Yeah, because kids won't be reading subtitles.
They did an Ewok show before, and they just had them speak English.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
If you understand, like, they've started out speaking, and then all of a sudden their own language, and it sort of like evolves into
the basic. Right, yeah, I get it.
Where you're like,
but okay. I'm just trying to figure out how you can.
Like what they would be doing.
Yes. What would be the storyline that would keep you engaged for multiple episodes? Or is it just like a mini series?
If it's like a one season, like 10 episode thing.
Or like a limited series. Like 6 episodes or 8 episodes, and that's all it is. Like, I mean, there are other creatures on the planet besides the Ewoks.
Yeah, like those weird, like freaking Sasquatch
the big
guys.
Sasquatch guys. Like, I mean, if they're having like a war with them, maybe you
or maybe there's
pull something there.
Warring tribes of
Ewoks. Or maybe it's gonna be a series of when the Empire first showed up, and they're having to fight, and they have skirmishes with the Empire.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm just spitballing on what possibly could be.
Right. What would
hold your interest for a limited series? Maybe.
Right.
I don't know.
I think it'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
if somebody can do it.
The TV writers are pretty good at holding interest because when you really think about it, like they managed to stretch out a whole war over how many seasons? Like 7 seasons.
Clone Wars.
7 seasons, and it's just one war the entire time. Like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff going on throughout the whole galaxy. This is just one planet with one group of indigenous people, or whatever they are.
Teddy bears.
And as far as I know, no one else to really be on the other side of the conflict, unless it's other Ewoks fighting Ewoks.
Yeah, or like you said, the larger Sasquatch type
characters, or it's when the Empire first shows up to start building their generator to put around the new Death Star, and they haven't even started constructing. I mean, at some point they had to go in there and build that first before they built started building the Death Star.
We're thinking just remake the old Ewok show where there was the one like girl was like a princess, and like the one Ewok was a princess,
the cartoon,
and she could use like the Force or whatever, or like they had their own like mystical power, but I'm pretty sure it was the Force, and they just called it something else. Which would be cool, because then it would also show like how different cultures see the Force. It's not, just humans in the common folk.
It's not just Jedi and Sith or Jedi or light side and the dark side. It's like,
yeah, like I'd like to see
I just realized I can do this, and now I use it to do this.
And like maybe they're shamans or something. Like I don't know, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see how different cultures see that power,
especially ones that are
more primitive.
More primitive.
Yeah, like maybe the Wookiees. That'd be cool.
All the Wookiees are a lot more advanced than
because they have guns,
ships
they have ships and stuff.
Right,
true.
They're way more advanced.
They're not swinging. They're not swinging on vines and freaking using spears and stuff.
Rocks and sacks and
slings. Slings. Yeah,
and crushing logs together.
They actually have weapons.
Right,
so they're a little more advanced than the Ewok.
Yeah, they're not using caveman tools.
I always wonder why the Ewoks didn't just think Chewbacca wasn't just a big freaking Ewok and left him alone.
Right. Although the creature they were eating that they left for bait, they're trying to catch something.
Maybe it was maybe
looks more like Chewie.
Maybe they eat those Sasquatch things, and they thought that's what Chewie was.
Yeah.
Sasquatch things.
We caught something else. We can eat them.
Yeah. No. Yeah, so I guess the other
Ewoks
guys
are mean little suckers. They
were gonna cook them alive too. They weren't even gonna kill them first.
Nope.
Well,
we were gonna suffer when we put you on this spit.
And also like the Forces of Destiny episode on Endor, where they're about to eat the stormtroopers after they defeat them or whatever, and Leia has to say no, we don't do that. Like that one Black Panther meme. We don't do that here. We don't.
So the last story that we have for you today is rumor again, but from Benioff and Weiss, the showrunners for
some of Game of Thrones,
producers for Game of Thrones. They're series of movies. They're not calling it a trilogy, so I won't call it a trilogy, but their series of movies is supposedly set way before the Skywalker saga. Like there's a
So that's before Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
So
way
maybe,
before Phantom
maybe in
Menace.
between Phantom Menace and Old Republic, then.
Yeah, there's a big gap there.
Yeah, there is a pretty big gap. Because like you could go into a lot of stuff like the rise of the
But
Jedi
it could be
Order.
before the Old Republic, even.
True. Like, I mean, it'd be interesting to see them bring in the concepts of, they already did with, what's his name? Freaking big moose guy in Rebels. What is his name? Bento?
Yeah, the Bindu.
Bindu. Like, they already did bring in the Jedi and, the Ashla and Boga, stuff. So, I mean, that's already canon now because they mentioned it in the, in Rebels. You know, the ancient words for the light side and dark side, which are Ashla and Boga. So they could go way back there. It's the beginning of the Force. You know?
That intrigues me more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way before Yoda.
Yeah.
Like,
thousands of years ago.
Who is this first creature, alien, person, whatever?
So it'd be what would it be a long
encounter the Force.
long time ago? In
Yeah.
the galaxy far away?
A very, very, very long
Time
I don't
ago?
know what they would.
A long time ago?
Even a longer time ago than a long time ago.
I can tell you the Legends version of how they discovered the Force, which is basically all these people lived on one planet, then they suddenly developed these powers that they could use, and they named the planet Ashla because they found the Force on this planet, but whenever people decided to use them for bad, they sent them to the other planet called Boga, and that's kind of how the Jedi and Sith formed. was how they separated themselves, which was kind of cool. I'd also like to see proto-sabers. If they're going all the way back, proto-sabers would be pretty cool. If not, like, a bit funny to see people actually try to fight with them. Because they're the freaking sabers with the cord, with, like, a big battery pack on their, like, hip, and it has a cord going down that powers the lightsaber. I'd love to see that on screen form. Because...
Yeah, it would be cool to see a more primitive...
Jedi.
Like, use of the Force and, like, just learning about it. Like, you know, there's no construct to it yet.
Yeah.
There's just people deciding, I'm going to use it for good or I'm going to use it for evil.
Yeah.
And sort of how that divide happens. It'd be kind of a cool, place to start off.
Yeah.
So do you think, I think it would be much harder to use it for good than it would be for evil.
It'd be
like if you had the Force,
too tempting to use it for evil.
Wouldn't it? I'd be way more tempted to use it. I mean, you kind of hope that you're a good person, but there's certain situations you just be like, oh yeah, watch this.
Freaking Force lightning.
Yeah. I don't know where that came from.
Oh.
That was weird, man. And the lightning bolt came out of the sky and hit that guy for being a douchebag or whatever.
Right.
You know, it'd be so tempting.
I mean, like,
it'd be too. How tempting would it be? You will now give me all your money. I'm going to give you all my money. I mean, it would be tempting to do that. You know?
I mean, like,
all the take would be is you struggling.
I mean,
in
like,
life,
everybody.
Then all of a sudden, it's like, you know what? I'm using this. I'm going to go to some freaking billionaire guy, and I'm going to make him hand me over a bunch of money.
Yeah, everybody has their own little buttons that push them. Yeah. You know, like... You know, you ever been to, like, the supermarket and some guy's in front of you in line and just starts making conversation with the cashier and you're like, holy crap,
hurry up.
Can you just hurry up and buy your things?
Pay and get out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to pay and get out.
Pay and get out. Yeah.
I guess that's not really too evil to do something like that.
I guess not, but still, it's one of those little annoyances.
It's just one of those things where you have to be, at your core, a very good person.
Yeah.
To be able to be a Jedi compared to being a Sith.
Yeah.
Here's what the source for the story says about what the Benioff Force thing is. Think almost Star Wars meets Lord of the Rings, and that Disney wants to open up the Star Wars timeline and appeal to a more Game of Thrones style audience.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Star Wars meets not Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty interesting.
Because, I mean, you can definitely go way more fantasy into it.
Yeah, and less sci-fi, more fantasy.
Yeah, because you could make it where they don't even, like, you can make it way back in time where people didn't even have spaceships then. Like, maybe they thought that they were the only, or like maybe they only had ships that could go a certain distance.
Like short planet,
like
small planet jumps.
Yeah. So like they
hyperspace jumps.
Could only just get to like 2 or 3 planets at a time, and that was it. They were like completely stationed on that solar system, nowhere else.
More isolated.
Isolated on that.
Not be able to go
system.
throughout the galaxy, but you're able to go maybe, within your solar system, and maybe able to jump to a couple other solar systems, but not the whole, like the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
But you're able to, maybe a small pocket of that galaxy you can hop around in.
Oh, it's a different galaxy than the Milky Way. It's a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as the, how big the Milky Way, our Milky Way galaxy is, it's freaking huge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And just think of how
massive.
Yeah, so if you're just able to go into a small portion of it, like 10, 15 solar systems, and be able to jump around in those 10 or 15 because they're close enough, but all the rest of them are spread further out.
Yeah, like so you could definitely have it, in a confined space like that. Make it like one Dark Lord that they have to defeat or something like that. You can make it very basic fantasy, but you can also make it really cool at the same time with a lot of different ideas bounced around.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean, if they are stationed at one, if they are isolated in one solar system, that means you also have a limit on the alien races that you can use as well.
Yes.
Because maybe like there's one from each planet, that you could do, and
well, sort of like Star Wars is set up.
Yeah, and
each planet sort of has their own
little
species.
Yeah, and also like Lord of the Rings, where there's
elves, and humans,
dwarves, humans, and hobbits. That's it. And orcs, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And like
there's trolls and
trolls. Yeah,
but those are more creatures. Than those are
They're more created by the evil.
Yeah, like ints.
Yeah. I consider them more creatures than you think of them. I mean, they're sentient beings, but they're more the troll's a big lumbering troll guy.
He's more like a rancor.
Yeah, something like that. More of a creature than
the ints.
Yeah.
But there's also different tribes like the
Rohan and the
of humans, but that's more human-looking people, like the people who ride the big mammoths and stuff. Like they're different than
the Eastmen.
Yeah, but that would be like people from
Asia
compared to people
Iceland
from
to Russia.
So you
wherever. South America to
Central America.
We have a whole bunch of different
islands.
Types of people on this
planet.
Look
at Game of Thrones. There's plenty of different kingdoms in that one. Different cultures and stuff.
Well, we have a bunch in our own little planet. We have a whole bunch of different cultures.
Yeah,
hundreds of them. Country.
Yeah.
Living in the U.S.
Yeah, and it's just you could do so much with it. So I'm actually really excited for that series of movies.
If they do stick to like a Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars. They're supposed to start production later this year.
Fall. Yeah.
Okay.
In fall.
So maybe 2021.
Possibly.
Maybe, yeah.
We could get another movie. We won't get anything in 2020. It'll be all Disney Plus.
That's where they're gonna pile on the Disney Plus.
Yeah, because we're getting season 7 of Clone Wars, which is 10 episodes. Mandalorian. Cassian's gonna start.
Maybe that Ewok, whatever it is.
Right.
And maybe whatever that freaking thing that was rumored of the
Old Republic.
Maybe
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. So yeah, you're right. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming out on
and it sounds like there's my god, Disney Plus is just gonna be all Star Wars. No.
There's gonna be
if you look at the Marvel side, we got a Loki series they're working on.
We have a Winter Soldier and Falcon series that is also gonna be coming on, which I'm excited for.
I think Loki.
There's a Loki.
Scarlet
Witch. I think a Black Widow one was also said.
I think Black Widow's actually going to get her own movie.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I think they're eyeing Hermione. That was her name.
Oh, really?
To play the
Emma Watson?
Emma Watson to play the antagonist, possibly.
Oh, okay.
The bad
okay,
person?
Good. I was like really scared. She's gonna play as a young Black Widow. I'm like, no.
Are they switching out from Scarlett Johansson though?
No, I think they'll still have Scarlett.
I thought maybe this would be
the de-age her. Look, we've all seen Captain Marvel, you can de-age Scarlett Johansson just like you did Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
saying,
looks perfect. I'm just saying that
creepy.
I thought after this, after Endgame, well, we're getting off on the Star Wars tangent. After Endgame,
indulge us.
Still Disney
after
Plus.
Endgame, they were basically just gonna, if they were gonna do anything after that, besides maybe Spider-Man, they were gonna reboot and start with all new people. Because I know Chris Evans doesn't want to play.
They're going Phase 4.
Yeah.
Chris Evans doesn't want to do Captain America. Tony
Robert Downey Jr.
doesn't want to do Tony Stark anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Chris Hemsworth doesn't want to do Thor anymore.
Yeah.
They have a plan for that. The guy who plays Falcon or Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Either Sam Wilson or
will end up playing Captain America.
Become Captain America.
Yes, just like in a comic.
Honestly,
just in the comics.
In my opinion, it should be Falcon
that's why I was
because
just wondering,
that's how it was in the comics.
I was just wondering if they were just going to, Scarlett Johansson was going to go away and they'd bring in somebody new with the Black Widow.
I think they'll get a female Thor.
I think so too. That's the one thing I said because Jordan was like,
one in
what are
the
you doing? Like, they're going to do it. I guarantee you the next Thor is going to be a female Thor.
I wouldn't mind seeing either a female Thor, but I also wouldn't mind seeing Beta Ray Bill because I like Beta Ray Bill.
Anybody really can pick up the mantle of Iron Man.
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
You can even see a female Iron Man. Pepper Potts could become Iron Man.
She could do Rescue, which would be really cool.
Didn't she become
Rescue?
Rescue.
I think we'll
which
see
is
Rescue
kind of
in game.
Iron Man, but a woman.
I want a Rescue.
I think we're seeing Rescue in game.
Like before
you
you
see
do
Rescue
Iron
in game.
Heart,
I think so.
Jay thinks you're going to get it in game.
I think we're going to see Rescue.
I think that'd be cool because, like, I know Ironheart is a thing. She's like the new Iron Man in the comics. But give Rescue her chance. Like, she needs her chance to shine, I think.
It may not be Gwyneth Paltrow that plays it.
No, maybe
but you
not.
can change the actress, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, in these movies, like in Marvel, it doesn't bother me as much as Star Wars if they change actors.
Speaking of actors,
Star Wars, like if they're whatever they're going to do with Carrie Fisher's character, if it's all going to be CGI, it's going to drive me a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to use footage from that they
already
shot from episodes 7 and 8.
Yeah.
And just use that dialogue and work it somehow.
Mm-hmm. That's a freaking.
I just don't know
That's a challenge.
That's a challenge beyond belief. I wouldn't want to have to do.
But I know
or
for
she's
a
going to
fact,
get very little screen time.
Yeah. Because I think this has been confirmed that Billy D. Williams is going to be in.
Yes, Lando is in episode 9.
He's going to be Lando Calrissian in episode 9.
Which I'm really excited to see because he's awesome.
Yeah, Lando Calrissian is going to be in episode 9.
He's still pretty spry, man.
Your friend will be happy. Isn't that one of her favorite characters?
One of my friend, she loves Lando. It's easily her favorite character in all of Star Wars. And, like, it's funny because he's still pretty spry. He was recently on Dancing with the Stars, and he could still, like, get down. It's pretty impressive.
I can't. I'd break a hip if I didn't dance with the stars. I'm done. I'm out.
It's pretty impressive. But I would love to see him come back.
He's in. Yeah, he'll be there.
Speaking of which, there is one question that I want to ask you guys. Okay, so out of all the characters in Star Wars history, no matter what, whether it be movies, TV shows, and even comics, if you want to bring them in, do you think there are some characters in there who are Force sensitive but just choose not to use the Force? Such as, like, maybe, Poe Dameron is probably Force sensitive, and that's what makes him, like, a really good pilot.
Or maybe he doesn't know he's using the Force.
Yeah, like, people unwittingly knowing that they're using the Force.
Or just people who seem to have special ability, like, he's a great pilot, like how his reflex is so good. I mean, that's how Anakin started out.
Yeah.
And Anakin was the only human who could pod race. He didn't know why.
Yeah.
So the Force was was
with
him.
I would say there's probably people out there.
Because sure.
The
Broom Boy.
Your ability in the Force is varied. It's not.
It can be very passive.
There's some people that are very strong in the Force, and then there's some people that aren't as strong in the Force. Mm-hmm. It's not like if you have the Force, everybody's the exact same.
Yeah.
I mean, Yoda was way stronger than any of the other Jedis.
I'm not sure that the young Broom Boy at the end of Episode 8 knows that
he's using the Force.
He can use the Force. He just knows he can do that.
I know some people have theorized that maybe like Wedge has a little bit of it. That again, good pilot.
Right.
Another one was maybe Kaz from Resistance.
Or possibly even Han Solo.
Yeah. Because he's such a great shot.
And just a great pilot.
Uh-huh.
But
doesn't believe in it,
but didn't believe in it. So therefore, he would never try to tap into it
or use it.
Yeah, or like maybe even Kaz from Resistance maybe has it. There's so many characters that you could think of that could have it, and maybe they just don't
know it.
Yeah, just not know it. Jar Jar Binks.
Probably not.
I don't know. He's pretty lucky.
He does have a lot of luck,
like a fool.
But as Obi-Wan says in his experience, there's no such thing as luck.
Yeah,
so maybe he does have the Force.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
Just doesn't know how to use it
because he's too stupid to know.
It just protects him.
Yeah. It could.
Like I said, there's varying strengths of the Force. I mean, Vader even said that the Force is strong with this one.
Right.
Meaning he's seen other people that had the Force that he's not all that strong with the Force.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't care about those people. They're never going to be a threat. They're very weak in the Force.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we don't have to worry about this guy that I just saw do something. It's like, wait a minute. He's got some Force. I can sense it. But it's so minute. He's not worth killing.
Right.
He's never going to become a Jedi.
No, I think you're absolutely right. And that line by Vader is the perfect confirmation of that. It's like, this one's strong in the Force. Which means, yes, he's encountered people. This guy's pretty good in the Force.
But he's not strong.
That guy's okay in the Force.
That guy's pretty damn weak in the Force.
He's
got it, but
he's felt and witnessed and seen different
variations of the Force. Otherwise, how would he know?
Varying abilities in the Force.
And I don't think he kills everybody that has the Force. I think it's like, that guy's not a threat. He's never going to be a threat because he's got a very minuscule amount of the Force flowing through.
Yeah. Another thing is there's a rumor going around about the new season of Clone Wars, and it's saying that it's going to bring back a particular bounty hunter that people are a pretty big fan of. He's pretty underrated, though, from the 2D Clone Wars.
Oh.
The guy that's made out of the worms.
You got me all excited that it was going to be
Imbo.
Imbo.
Sweet Imbo.
All right, more Imbo. Damn it.
No, the guy that's like made out of the worms that Obi-Wan fights in the 2D mini-series that went on. I think that'd be cool to see him come back because it's such like a unknown character.
Yeah. And
maybe it'd get people watching the old 2D version again, just to see him again. But I think that'd be cool because he was always one of the coolest. Oh yeah.
I don't know how much.
That's one of the characters I'm gonna be looking for in. Still in the package at Star Wars Celebration. I'm looking for, and they can get expensive. Some of them can get up to around $100.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking for an Imbo.
He's
on there. I'm just looking for anything Ahsoka. I've got enough Boba Fett stuff now. I'm just looking for anything Ahsoka. Maybe Enfys Nest.
I do like Enfys Nest. I'd love to see her panel.
Well, and she's really the only one that's going to be there that I would maybe be willing to stand in line and get an autograph. I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking.
I think you have to pre-buy those tickets too.
I wish
one
of my favorite characters, friggin' Barriss, got more attention when it comes to merchandise. Because she's one of my favorite characters. I love Barriss Ophi. But there is something about her actually showing up in the new Fallen Order video game. You actually she's gonna be one of the main villains.
That'd be cool.
In that video game that you have to fight against because she actually joins the Sith as an Inquisitor. And
because she goes dark side.
Yeah, she joins the Empire as an Inquisitor, and that's basically where she is now. And you're playing as essentially a Jedi on the run from all the bounty hunters coming after him and stuff. Which that sounds amazing. I'm actually really excited for that game. Hopefully
I'm actually excited to see that panel because I think we're going to see some footage, some actual gameplay footage from it. So it might get me back into getting a console.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully it's good, man. I'm hoping.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
I was going to say something about basically the console's going to start going away here pretty soon. Everything's going to come off the cloud. You'll just be able to
you'll be able to do like Hulu
tap into it,
or like whatever.
That's what Google's coming out with their own deal.
Yeah, there'll be games you can play for free, and there'll be games you can rent.
Yep.
And also buy and
just like on Amazon Prime.
And download forever.
Download forever
on your
your
TV.
Some of them they're saying nowadays a lot of them you don't even download them, you just play them. You'll buy it and then you just have access to it through the cloud.
That's what I have done with some of
my
games on PlayStation 4. You just download it and play it.
But it's not even. It won't even be considered downloading because it doesn't. You don't have to sit there and wait. You can just go on and play it, and it'll just be played directly on the cloud, and you don't even have to.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go
all
in
you have to do
and
is
wait
pay.
for anything. You just have to pay. And
all
then,
you have to do is pay a subscription. And
or like you said, you can buy it, but you don't actually download it onto anything. It's just access. You can access it on the cloud whenever you want, wherever you want.
Yeah.
As long as you have
I imagine it's more like Amazon Prime, where like you go on Amazon Prime, you get your Prime membership stuff that's included with Prime, and then you can buy the additional stuff.
Yeah,
it's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be a weird time, man.
It'll be something more like that.
Yeah,
and I hope they bring back all the retro stuff.
Yes.
Oh,
if they did that, I'd be playing video games all the time.
Yeah, because the only thing I can see with that is like, you know, Nintendo. Like, of course, the big three, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, which are the big three of the gaming consoles and stuff. They're just gonna have their own subscription services that you have to go and get.
Yeah. Just like you choose which console you're going to buy, you'll choose which.
Now, if Google jumps in there, believe me, they'll either become a juggernaut real fast, or they'll definitely be a decent sized presence.
Wasn't Google already a Microsoft thing? No,
Google's its own entity.
Oh, okay. I thought it was for some reason.
So wrap it up.
Man. We're going off on tangents.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed this 71st
or second.
71st or second. I think it's second, actually. Yeah.
I think it's
72nd episode of Red 2 Chatter. You can go ahead and subscribe and like if you guys liked it. And if you have anything to add to the conversation about any of the topics that we had here, please leave a comment. And, you know, tell us if we're stupid about something or whatever.
Oh, well, I'm sure we are.
Ignorant. But yeah, please do. And any criticisms as to how to make the show better, because honestly, I think right now we're in a pretty good groove, but anything helps.
Yeah, any suggestions or tips.
So Jay, where can people find you and find us on Facebook?
Go to Red2 Chatter on Facebook. Follow us over there. Yeah, that's where I post a lot of the stuff I find from other sources,
outlets.
Yep, news outlets and such. Also, you can check out our Instagram page at Red2 Chatter as well.
And then they also have a personal.
Yeah, you can check out my personal page at J Wilson by Design. It's just my personal page, so just post whatever I want on there.
Yeah, a whole bunch of your drawings and art.
And stuff. There'll be a little bit more firearm content on there coming up. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. You can find me on YouTube as well under Glitterix. I finally have figured out how to freaking record Yakuza 5 without it skipping every 2 minutes. So, thank goodness for that. And so, that will be coming very soon. Also, Tales of Berseria, Detroit Become Human. And I think that's it for everything. And then I'll be finishing up Spider-Man. I've already finished the game. I just need to upload everything. And then, yeah, that'll be it. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed. And I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.